what this is? It's the fulcrum. Then the two fingers, then the bottom two fingers underneath. And all I want you to do is just rotate. If you were opening a doorknob, it would go like that, right? But the fact that the drum is there, it's going to stop it before you go out there, right? So what I want you guys to work on is just the left hand. Oh, the fulcrum, what's another reason why I call it fulcrum? It's also the balance point of your drumstick. If I hold the stick, say right about there, I want to make the stick work for me. I don't want to have to go like, if I hold it way back here, I'm having to do all the work just to get it to go. If I hold it up here, it sounds like, I don't want to tell you what it sounds like, but somewhere in the middle of that stick, any stick, I don't care what size stick it is, there's a balancing point. That's the other reason why you call it the fulcrum. And the fulcrum acts like a balancing. See how that came up? All I had to do was just pick it up. Okay, so now you got. There's no effort there. If I was back here, I look ridiculous, and it's really hard to do. You see that?
So your fingers are.
Yeah?
So your fingers are not always clutched to the fulcrum.
No, but they are on it. In other words, I'm controlling every bounce. Well, there you go. Yeah. It's also a marriage of how your head is tuned and what size stick you're using. And if you study physics, this is called ¿cómo se dice? Accent and rebound. The rebound is equal to the accent, right? If you drop it, see how it just on it, let me see what it did, and it goes down, right? But if I pick it up before the next bounce, before it hits again, then that's perfectly in balance with my hand, and that's what you want. So if I do this, I'm controlling it with just my fulcrum. Yes, you see? And this is.
What are they teaching now? Are the kids using the overhand on both hands
They
now?
use, well, a good teacher will teach them both ways.
Yeah.
And I'll explain why.
Since the drums are no longer tilted, they're flat.
Oh, sir, I want to learn drumline. I want to play like a drummer's on drumline. Well, what do you have to do? What do you teach them? You teach them fulcrum, you teach them stick control, you teach them reading, you teach them so they can, whatever, right? They want to play like drumline.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's the mentality of a kid, right? So what you want to do is you show the left hand, because that's the one that's going to give you the problem. And if you practice, maybe practice this. You can start slow. Get up, feel. Now some teachers indicate this business, arm, that comes way later. What I'm trying to get you guys to feel about is the fulcrum. Then once you wrap your fingers around it, no problem, right? So ya que los tienes, and relax. Don't grip it, don't, not too loose, but somewhere in the middle where you're comfortable with it. My way of gripping it might not be the way Ben's is, or yours, right? So what you want to do is you want to be able to control it. The index finger more or less controls you can use the thumb, middle finger doesn't work too well, but the idea here is that you're in control of the stick, and you got to have that in order to start practicing. What do you do after that? Right hand, same thing. The right hand, the balancing point, you find it, same thing. If I drop it, see how it just came back up without no effort? See? Then you wrap the fingers, así, and usually it's about, maybe, what would you say about, that's about, okay?
3/4?
About 3/4 of the way down, right? Either from the butt end or 3/4 of the way
Do you
up.
want to practice with it?
All right?
No, it's
So-
doing that.
Make sure that little pinky is on the stick, not out here, you know, we're not
Actually, I was
drinking
gonna try to see
tea,
if I can
we're
get a-
playing, right?
Let's see if I can
Okay.
get
Somewhere in the middle, I see, yes.
a key to.
And you
try
want to allow your... You can do that too.
I told Mike that
Right.
he had a.
Very, no fuss, no muss, no, no, it's relaxed. Everything you'll ever do is play relaxed, believe it or not. No matter how hard it is, no matter how many miles you've gone on a parade, you're gonna play very relaxed. Because when you start getting a mile and a half, 2 miles, yeah, that's kind of time though, this is where a lot of that's gonna pay off. Okay, it's gonna pay off.